guys, it's Davina with the Plant-Based Palette, and today we are making a mushroom paleo pot pie. Yes, this is completely gluten-free. It's dairy-free, but I will say it does have egg in it, so it is not completely vegan, but it is plant-based. So yeah, mostly plants, and the filling of it, usually pot pies have chicken. Today we are using portobello mushrooms. My favorite. You know, I love working with mushrooms in all capacities. So there are two parts to this. We are gonna be making the dough that goes over the pot pie and the filling. So we'll start off by preheating our oven to 400 degrees. Now we're gonna get started on the dough. It's fine ground almond flour. And then the arrowroot starch. I'm using Bob Mills. Careful, it's very fine. Half a teaspoon of salt, pepper, about like 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. And we are gonna pulse it. Also need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I almost forgot that. Oops. Put that in. Seeing this Miyoko's butter. I'll do half a cup. So cut it thin. Make sure to get all the wrapping out. And put these in little squares. Pulse this like 6 times. One egg. I'm now going to take a baking sheet, lined it with parchment paper, and then have another sheet of parchment paper, a rolling pin, and then we got the dough. So I'm gonna take the dough and place it onto the parchment paper, like that. Let's be kind of like, let's make it into a ball. Okay. Pull this out. Oh, it's so nice and smooth. Yeah. Nice and flat and smooth. I want to actually check. This is a pie dish we're using. I'll make sure yep. It's good enough.
Put this dough into the fridge to chill while I make the filling.
Okay, we are peeling the carrots. We're gonna mince them. Yeah, it's a little arm. He says hello. And he asks that you compost, what we do not use. Okay? Or what I like to do is make this into a broth. I'll save some extras from veggie scraps that would be good in a broth, and I just keep it in the freezer, and then I throw it into a broth. Head over to theplantabasedpalette.com and you can buy my e-cookbook, Dinner and Desserts with Zero Waste Tips, and there you'll see the zero waste broth. It's super easy and it makes you feel good because you're not letting just things go to waste or throw it into the landfill. Chop, chop. That's it. If you're using a really good knife, I'm using Made in knife. Have such good quality stuff.
This is the vegan heavy cream that I'm using.
Crying right now.
I'm gonna mince the portobello mushrooms into really small pieces. I'm fast forwarding through this because I'm using 3 portobello mushrooms, and although it is pleasant to chop, just making it easier for y'all.
All right, so now we are heating up our deep dish pan. Got my niece here helping. We all cooking. You say hi? No? Okay, you don't want to say hi. So we are using a caraway pan because it's deep. Going to add the vegan butter. And this is on medium high. So we're gonna let that melt up, do its thing. We're gonna add all the onions. Like it's nobody's business. Gonna let that cook down. And the garlic, minced garlic. Becomes fragrant, we are going to add the carrots and the minced celery. Ooh. Okay, oh, that's smelling delicious. Let's stir this bad boy up. I'm going to add the thyme. Gonna add pepper, add the mushies. Oh, the mushies. That Ava. Oh my goodness, Ava! Hi! Hi, Ava, what are you wearing? Now mix this all up. What you wearing there, Ava? Gonna help cook?
Now I'm adding the arrowroot powder. This is to help and thicken it all up. Now we're slowly in increments gonna be adding the vegetable broth. I kept the disruptive audio in here of my niece because it's super fucking cute. Sorry about it.
Your costume.
Hey, it's not a costume.
Oh yeah, that's just your regular everyday outfit.
We're gonna keep adding more of the broth. Then pour in the heavy vegan cream and let it simmer. So pulling the temperature down to a low and just letting it sit and simmer and getting all the flavors to combine.
Frozen peas. And these bays nice. The frozen peas. The frozen peas and the bays nice.
Do you do on your iPad?
Yeah, I do.
What app do you use?
I like Procreate and GoodNotes. GoodNotes is for journaling usually. But yeah, I like Procreate a lot for doodling.
The pie crust dough from the fridge. It should be fully chilled by now. We're gonna get the pie dish that we're gonna put, make the pie in. And then we're very carefully going to take the top layer of the parchment paper off of the pie crust dough. Be very delicate with this process. It is not like regular pie crust. It's very fragile because it's gluten-free. So handle it with care, please. Now you're gonna press the pie crust dough onto the pie dish over the filling. And then we're gonna carefully peel off the parchment paper from the bottom of the pie crust dough. If it makes holes, no problem. Just use a paring knife or a pizza cutter like I am, cutting around the edges. Now I'm going to be taking the excess of the pie crust dough. I'm gonna form another ball. I'm gonna add a second layer and I'm gonna patch up any holes I've made. Again, because this is gluten-free crust, it is more delicate than regular gluten-y crust. So, let go of the perfection of it. This is gonna be a bit rustic, so don't attach to it being perfect. It's still gonna taste fucking delicious, so no worries. Okay, now I'm forming the excess dough into a ball, putting it over the parchment paper that I used for the pie crust, making a second layer of pie crust and putting it over, and being very, very careful with this process for the second layer, as this dough has now been worked through and not been chilled. So it's gonna be like level 10 of difficulty as far as like putting it on and not letting it break. Again, let go of the perfection of it. I really love the philosophy of wabi-sabi. It's a Japanese philosophy of the perfection in the imperfection. Something you're gonna have to really harness for this, because either way, it's gonna be great. Whether it looks impeccable or not, doesn't really matter. It's paleo. Paleo is supposed to be a bit rustic anyways. Okay, once you've cut off the excess and the pie crust is looking exactly as you feel most comfortable with, we are going to carefully create a 2-inch precision of an X in the center of it, just to give it a little bit of breathing room. So we're going to take the whisked egg and brush over it to create an egg wash. Then pop it into the oven for 30 minutes. Take it out once there's a golden brown on the crust and smell it because it smells so delicious. Wait for it to completely cool down until you cut into it and then serve. And oh my goodness, this is so good. You have to try this. It's bursting with flavor. If you like this recipe, comment below, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more delicious, easy, plant-based recipes, and follow along. I will see you next time. Much love. Mwah.